when you decide that who and what you are, that who and what you are as the true self can be known by you, can be known by you. You put into movement a higher agreement of being, a higher agreement of being, to announce the words, I know who I am in truth, I know who I am in truth, I know what I am in truth, I know what I am in truth, I know how I serve in truth, I am free, I am free, I am freer, as a litany of phrases, with no intention will align you, yes, to the energy, will align you, yes, to the energy, but at a reduced level, than what is available to you now, You must understand that these are invocations of truth. You must understand that these are invocations of truth, and what is true is always true, and what is true is always true in the true self as you, and the true self as you is the one who moves mountains, transfigures, if you wish it, reknows reality from a higher template of being, Now the active embodiment. Utilizes the physical form taken, utilizes the physical form that you have taken up to a level that you can hold comfortably, comfortably. In fact, what is happening? What is happening is that the alignment of tone is that the alignment of the vibrational tone that is the body, is accelerated, moving to a new pitch, in co-resonance, where matter itself can be re-understood or announced in truth, The claim, I know what I am in truth. The claim, I know what I am in truth, indeed a claim of manifestation, what being form, in truth, meaning of God, is a staple of this teaching, and for one very important reason, if you deny the body, its amplitude in this way, you will not have the experience. You will not have the experience of the realm you exist in, in an amplified or heightened state, because all things are in vibration. You're always calling to you, and you are always calling to you what is of like vibration. The limitations of experience thus far, the limitations you have experienced thus far are the residual affect, of collective choice, to believe in separation, to claim separation, which is the non-divine, which is the denial of the divine. Now all things are of God. Or nothing can be, All things are of what then ends not sung. All things are of that one note sung, expressed in form or matter, when you lift to the upper room. And the claim that precedes this, I am free, 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 is invoked. What you are claiming freedom from, are the attachments, or the mandates, or the laws or rules, that you've ascribed power to, in the lower level vibrational field. Imagine that there is a hotel. That is 50 stories high. But nobody goes beyond the 10th floor. You don't think it's allowed. And the elevators have stopped at the 10th floor. The stairwell is restricted. Maybe somebody goes upstairs once in a while. But we certainly don't know it. In fact, what we are doing is breaking the rules, or the law that you are not allowed, a higher experience of consciousness and being, while maintaining form, while maintaining form. It is the secret truth. It is the secret truth of the Christ, as resurrected, as resurrected. It is the secret truth of all true religions. It is the secret truth of all true religions that you have access to the divine as where you are, that you need not die, to know God. In fact, death itself, simply another stage of being, does not grant access to realization and fullness, any more than the amount, even any more than the environment or field that you currently occupy does, to lift to the upper room. To lift to the upper room is to stake a new territory, that has always been present, that has always been present, simply unaligned to, when we teach an attunement through Paul. When we teach an attunement through Paul, we speak in language. That has been encoded with vibration, the vibration encoding, and the vibrational encoding is supporting you in aligning to a higher strata of tone, than you have known you could sing at, And by sing, we mean express at. And by sing, we mean express at. The claim, I have come, I have come, I have come. The claim, I have come, I have come, I have come, spoken from the upper room. Spoken from the upper room is the announcement of the monad, or the Christ itself, is the announcement of the monad, or the Christ itself, the divine spark moving to articulation, moving to articulation is not the personality structure. It is not the personality structure saying, oh, look, I made it to the 15th floor. Oh, look, I've made it to the 15th floor. It's the aspect of you. It's the aspect of you that has already been there, that is now rediscovered, and invoked into agreement to realization, to be realized. To be realized is to know. Well, what do you know? Then he asks. Well, what do you know then? He asks, what are we to know? What are we to know? True knowing, as we express it, is the knowing of the divine, is the knowing of the divine as all things. Now, when we say this to you, you have many arguments why this cannot be so. You have many arguments why this cannot be so. Look at those terrible people, what they do. Look at those terrible people and what they do. Look at that war and what it is. These are illustrations of humanity. Acting in the denial of the divine, acting in the denial of the divine. But even the actor, the one who acts in denial of God, is still of God, although he or she may be refuting it. The one who is of the most concern, is the one who can grant you the greatest lesson in love, is the one who can grant you the greatest lesson in love. When you truly love your enemy as yourself, when you truly love your enemy as yourself, you have moved beyond duality. Or separation. The true teaching of the Christ. The true teaching of the Christ is union in form. The embodiment of the spark. Or the Word made flesh. This is a teaching. That is not distinct. To what you know of as Christianity, but is spoken in other ways, in other systems, that are as true, and listen to themselves in different ways than perhaps the one you have known does, than perhaps the one you have known does. When you have a system, of engagement to support realization, when you have a system in support of engagement to realization, you will often find a structure built around it. You will often find a structure built around it, a church or a temple, And while there is nothing wrong with such a structure, and while there is nothing wrong with such a structure, when you have an ambassador to the temple, arms to be paid to the church, and a board of governors, you then have a political system. That looks at its survival, as a mandate, the divine self expressed within each of you, in the temple that you are. In the temple that you are is what we are speaking to, and your embodiment. And your embodiment actually follows a trajectory, that is far older than what you know as written, that follows a trajectory that is far older than what you know as written, than what you know of as religion. This is a teaching that is as old as time. Brought to you now in language, that you may comprehend, when we teach in truth, when we speak in truth, we deny the fear. We deny the fear that you would use to obfuscate us, when we speak in truth, and know you in truth, we will deny the aspects of you. That would deny your own divinity, on this adventure we have planned, towards embodiment. We seek your comfort. Your willingness, your ability to move through the challenges, that indeed you will encounter, so that you may rest on a new shore. In a changed way of being, We will say this to Paul, who was asking. We will say this to Paul, who is asking. Indeed, you are party to this. As all other students are. What you don't understand, Paul. Is how far you indeed have come. And would seek to refute. So you don't feel accountable to the changes. That you have undergone. This is a common symptom. Of one's coming into consciousness, to herald the new, while looking over their shoulders, saying, well, that was nice. Perhaps I am still there and just don't know it. Perhaps I am still there and just don't know it. For the new students to these teachings. We have one word of caution. You must understand. That the juncture you stand at, involves great change. When we teach, the energies that we work with, are here to support you. In a true awakening, a true acknowledgement of your own being. This comes at the cost of the old. And your mandates for what should be. Must be left on the wayside. You have free will. We honor it every day. We do not take it from you. We cannot, nor would we. You have authority now. But if you wish to say yes to this, you will be brought to a new shore. And you may encounter bumpy seas, or high winds, the occasional serpent, from the water, there to say, go back, don't come, don't face the unknown, Don't face the unknown with faith. With faith, you will pay dearly. You will pay dearly. The unknown is before all of you now. The unknown is before all of you now. Humanity is a new station. Humanity is at a new stage. Will be undergoing change for quite some time and will be undergoing change for quite some time. You seek a return. You seek a return to what you once had, to what you once had. Soon you will find that does not exist. Soon you will find that that does not exist in the ways that it was, in the ways that it was, and the new is before you, and the new is before you, seeking to be claimed, seeking to be claimed. When we sing through Paul, when we sing through Paul on the count of three, we will sing a note. We will sing a note or a tone that we invite you to align to, that we invite you to align to when we come one in this field. When we become one in this field, we will speak on your behalf. We will speak on your behalf. We'll continue with attunements tomorrow. We will continue with attunements tomorrow. Paul on the count of three. Paul on the count of three. Now one, now two, now one, now two, now three. Now listen as we speak. The idea of who you are is about to transform. If you wish to come with us on this journey, if you wish to come with us on this journey, you may say yes now. You may say yes now, and we'll support you in the journey. And we will support you in the journey as you can be held in love, as you can be held in love. The true self you see, the true self you see is what navigates the ship of your being, is what navigates the ship of your being. Your soul is in agreement. Your soul is in agreement to the journey you choose, to the journey you choose, because it's illumination, because its illumination is what you discover, is what you discover upon the new shore you are driven to, upon the new shore you are driven to. We sing your songs for you, yes. We sing your songs for you, yes, in your own words, so that you may learn the words. But finally we say, there is a great chorus bringing, there is a great chorus bridging the realms as we invoke the new, as we invoke the new, as you sing and invoke the new, as you sing and invoke the new. In the claim we offer you now, in the claim we offer you now, behold, I make all things new. Behold, I make all things new. You may stop the teaching now. You may stop the teaching now. Return with questions for the time you have left. Return with questions for the time you have left. We will teach you more tomorrow. We will teach you more tomorrow. Stop now, please. They're saying stop now, please.